yesterday we read, uh-oh, Peter, show me you're ready. Logan, show me you're ready.
Go to turn up.
We read Shortcut by Donald Cruz. And in the story we talked about what happened first, next, then, and last. Who remembers what we call a story? Oh, hands down for a second. Actually, I want you to think about it because you're going to talk with your carpet partner. What do we call stories that tell the order of events, that tell what happens first, next, then, and last? Turn and whisper with your carpet partner about it. Once you think you know, put your hands on your head. What do we call stories? What do we call stories that tell what happens first, next, then, and last? You remember? Do you remember, yes or no? Yeah, but what do we call these stories? Do you remember what we call them? Do you remember what we call them? That's all right. That's all right if you don't remember. This just helps me know what I need to do better to teach you. Who thinks they might know? What do we call writing pieces or literature that tell the order of events? Reese, what do we call them? Tell me in a sentence. Pop out.
Gonna say.
Piper, what do we call them? Tell me in a sentence. It's a tough word. Did it pop out of your head too? We call them, big loud voice, say that very loud.
We call them narratives.
What do we call them?
Narratives.
A personal narrative. This is a story, a true story that happened to Donald Cruz. And remember, yesterday we made a list of personal or of narratives that we could write about, that we as a class could write about. Okay, I better stay over here and make sure it's where it is. Who remembers some of the narratives that you put on your list? Turn and share with your carpet partner. Each of you share one narrative. One narrative I put on my narrative ideas list is... Preston, who's your partner? Okay, turn and face your partner. Think back to what you put on your narrative list yesterday that we wrote out. Think of what you put. One thing I put on my narrative ideas list was... No, tell him that in a sentence. We're talking about narrative ideas. One narrative idea I wrote was checking out a library book. What's one narrative idea that you wrote? Tell in a sentence. One narrative idea.
What's
wrong? Your stomach just hurts. Was it hurting this morning? Okay. Why don't you take the nurse's pass and go see the nurse, okay? Remember when we wrote on our list? Ideas that you could write about, you wrote from my list? What's one thing you wrote? I wrote... You know what? We're going to check that out today. All right, who can raise their hand and tell me what their friend, what their partner told them? Crisscross, please. Bria, tell me what Gavin said. Gavin said, hands down when we listen to a friend. So Gavin wrote on his narrative ideas list how to get ready for art. You could write a first, next, then, and last story about how to get ready for art. Who can tell me what their partner said? Not what you said, what your partner said. Kylie, tell me. Hands down, eyes on our friend who's sharing. Reese said he could tell what he does first, next, then, and last when he takes a bath. All right, take a look at our list. After we did did our activity here, I went and saw Mrs. McLaughlin, and she did her activity, the same activity with her kids, and then I kind of rewrote my list. I don't need you to rewrite your list. I just liked how Mrs. McLaughlin, she used marker on hers. Can't you see that better? So I thought I needed to do that so you could see my list better too. I also like how she put a dash after every idea. So we talked about some narrative ideas that we could write a first, next, then, and last story about. We're brushing teeth, washing dishes, getting ready for school, doing homework. Read them with me. What is it? Morning jobs. Cleaning my room. Going out to recess. And I changed this a little bit here. I put going to specials because you could write about going to art, going to music, going to PE, going to technology. We also said we could write a narrative about what? Checking out a library book. You could write a narrative about practicing spelling words, right? Well, today, when you go back to your seat, Logan, show me you're ready. I should see your eyes, Peter. I should see your eyes up here. When you go back to your seat today, you are going to make a list of personal narratives that only maybe you could write about. Could I write, well, I'm not going to say that because I probably could because I remember back. Could you write a personal narrative about how to be a good mom?
No.
Could you write a personal narrative about how to be a good daughter or how to be a good son?
Yes.
You could do that because that's what makes sense to you. So what I want you to do, and I told you even yesterday before you left, to be thinking about things that you could write personal narratives about. What I'm going to do, right here, is I'm just going to draw a little line, because this is where I'm going to write things that I could write a personal narrative about that you probably won't be able to write a personal narrative about. So some ideas I came up with, which you all know. What do we have new at our house? We have new kittens, and they have been taking up a lot of my time. So some ideas that I came up with, I could write a narrative about what you do first, next, then, and last when I am giving medicine to the kittens. Our kittens are on medicine. I had to go to the vet and get them medicine. So I could tell you what I did this morning, what I did first, next, then, and last to give them medicine. Your hands are down. I could write a personal narrative about taking the kittens to the vet. Because I had to take, oh, your hands are down. We're not going to share right now. You might be thinking things in your head, and that's okay. But you're just listening right now. I had to take Aria to the vet yesterday, and I had to take Sansa to the vet the day before. So I could tell you what I have to do first, next, then, and last. I could write a personal narrative about bringing the kittens home for the first time. Tell you what we had to do first, next, then, and last to get the kittens home, because it was a big ordeal. Reese, show me you're looking and listening. See, I even wrote some of my ideas down. I could write a personal narrative about our big cat, Lorian, getting to know Aria and Sansa. It didn't go well at the beginning, and it's still kind of iffy. So I could write a personal narrative about what happened first, next, then, and what's finally happening now with Lorian. Lorian getting to know Aria and Sansa. Can you write personal narratives about those things?
No.
Do you know about those things?
No.
No. So Today, you're going to make a list of 3 or more things, eyes on me, that you could write a personal narrative about. What are some ideas that maybe pop into your head to begin with? You know what? Hands down. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to think. What's something you could write a personal narrative about? Once you have an idea, I want you to do this. Something you could write a personal narrative about. Maybe you went to a birthday party. Maybe you went on a vacation. Maybe you have a job that's just for you at home that you have to do. Maybe you have to help a younger brother or sister clean up. What's something you could write a personal narrative about? Jaden, tell me, what's a personal narrative that you could write? I could write
helping my brother clean up.
You could write a personal narrative about helping your brother clean up. So you could put a dash and put helping, what's your brother's name? So you might put a dash and put helping Hunter clean up. You could tell me what you do first, next, then, and last when you help Hunter clean up, right? Okay. Who's got another idea? Preston, I need to see your thinking. Rocco, I need to see that you're thinking. Who's got another idea?
Go to timeout. Go.
Zach, what could you write a personal narrative about? You could write a personal narrative about going to the pool. Put your hands on your head. If you could write a personal narrative about going to the pool. Who's ever been to a pool? That's a great one. Others could do it too, but they might do it different than you. So you could write a personal narrative about what you do first, next, then, and last going to a pool. What else, Preston?
Going to Okoboji.
Tell me in a sentence.
I can write about going to Okoboji.
You could write a personal narrative about what you do first, next, then, and last going to Okoboji. Evan.
Beach.
Tell me in a sentence. I can write a personal narrative about going to the beach. All right, you know what? We're going to stop there. I want you to get at least 3 new ideas down. Are they going to be my ideas?
No.
Are they going to be these ideas up here?
No.
These are going to be ideas that you can write a personal narrative about. Any questions? Let me tell you, do you see how I added this just to my other list? I want this to be on your same page that you wrote on yesterday. Eyes up here. Zach, eyes. Evan, eyes. Do you see how with each idea I started a new line? So every time you put a new idea down, what are you going to do? Start a new line. Okay, go show me first grade magic. Get your journal folder out. Get your whole folder out. Because you can use your high frequency words in your journal folder to help you spell. So keep that out. If you need your spacer, get your spacer out. If your pencil doesn't have an eraser, you should all have an extra eraser. Have that out. Those are all tools we use when we write. Our writing journals, our pencil, our spacer, an eraser.
Evan. Evan.
Vacation to what? Where'd you go? Alright, so write vacation to Florida. Because you can tell me what you did first, next, then, and last on your vacation to Florida. So what are you doing now? What you do first? What do you do this? So you go.
No, we're not doing that. Can't find your book. Your page. Look it. Your book's upside down. Turn your book around. Where's the front cover? Where's your name?
Uh-oh, Peter, that's one. Put your folder out. Your problem solver. It needs to be on your same list that you did yesterday. That's not your same list as yesterday. Take another one, you can do it at recess. Be a problem solver. Say, okay, we'll take everything out then. Be a problem solver. Okay? All right, so here are the ideas. Fourth section. Right there. You could write a personal narrative about what's something that you know about. Write a personal. No, you know what? You take care of you. What about swimming?
You shared an idea, Zach. You write that idea. Remember the idea you shared? Out the class?
They're doing fishing right now.
Do it then. Get a pencil out. Bria, get writing.
Hear I can't. I want to hear I'll try. I'll try. So what are some personal narratives? Right. Going to say once you have 3 ideas, just leave your journal out on your table and go sit basics on the carpet once you have 3 new personal narrative ideas down.
I want you to try vacation. Try. The. Now do K. Shun. Preston, I don't see an idea yet. You shared an idea. Write it. You need to be happy.
My sister's birthday is tomorrow.
Underneath, I want you to write some of your personal ones. The other ones are everybody's.
Write a sentence.
Just put ideas down.
Like mine? Well,
What's your sister's name?
Peyton.
Peyton's birthday.
I don't know how to spell Peyton.
Try your best.